A precious life is born, innocent and beautiful. Assigned at birth a gender based on their anatomy, but the phrase born a boy or girl may not be correct.
Trans, this 15-minute doc does a fabulous job of setting the table of kind of all of the basics of the trans experience, important vocabulary and vernaculars to familiarize with. It's the perfect thing to show someone who doesn't have some of the basic knowledge that is essential to living in today's modern world, and certainly when you know a transgender person. This is a great introduction, right, to gender, how it functions and how it has evolved over the years. It has some great historical notes in it as well, but it's the perfect chapter one for someone who wants to learn and is open to this knowledge, but maybe has just not experienced it before.
I think this film called Trans was a very important film for a lot of people. It brings a lot of attention to violence against trans people, and it debunks a lot of myths surrounding them. It also explains a lot of what being trans is about and shows us how far back people have been trans, and how it's always been around. It's not just a new phenomenon like some people think. Also, I loved that they talked about the best ways to support them, and it explaining what it means to be trans, and educates people on the best ways to approach the subject and ask questions and ways to be a better ally. Overall, I think the structure of the film was great, and it was really informative, and they did a good job.
Trans, I thought this was such an interesting film. I thought it was really, really educational, and it was also had such great ideas and ways to help make a change, help, be an influence, do something. And it wasn't just like, oh, like donate or, oh, become an advocate or become an activist. It was like example after example after example of different types of things that you could do depending on what suits your strengths or depending on like what is really accessible to you. And I thought that was so great, to have such a variety of different ways to be supportive. And, as parents, as, teachers, as friends, as, all of these different roles and what, just examples of different things that you can do within those roles. And I thought that was really, really great. And it, like I said, I liked that it wasn't just like, oh, here, do this one thing. It was, here's a bunch of different ideas. All of these things would be helpful. Like, pick whatever works best for you. And I think that that's really great, especially when it comes to a film that was also very educational and that, goes to show you that, like, as much of the narrative is being written, that, like, this is a modern, not even problem, but, like, that this is a modern issue also doesn't feel like the right word, but it's the only one I can grasp right now. It's not like this, like trans and androgyny and having fluidity and flexibility around how you classify yourself to the rest of the world has been around for thousands of years in so many different cultures, which is something that I didn't know about all of them. I had heard of a few of them, but like that was really, really fascinating for me to learn about. And to then take that to the next step of being like, this is not a new idea. This is not a new concept. This is something that has been around for, like I said, across many different cultures for thousands of years. And it's just, the current view of society that is coloring it a certain way right now. And then to go into the ways that you can support, I thought was really great because it is changing the information that's out there. It's giving more accurate information, and then it's showing you next steps forward. And I thought that all around it was a really, really thought out film in that sense, and that it was well rounded in that sense, because it was it was explaining what it is, explaining some history, explaining, what the kind of current situation is, and then how we can help change that in the future. And I thought that line was, like I said, really, really, really well thought out.
Trans. Really nice job with the graphics. It was just awesome. And the cinematography on the live action parts was really, really good. I really liked how the filmmakers decided to transition from one shot to the next shot. And I think that it was really well done. The voiceover in this was perfect. Nice pace, nice inflection, all of that. It was really educational to watch, and it was very informative. And I think that's one of the reasons that I liked it so much. It really gave you a different perspective, and it answered a lot of questions. I liked how the filmmakers addressed several myths and gave facts instead. I thought that was really clever, really well done. Yeah, I liked this so much.